Hello, everyone. So this video will walk you through the syllabus for our English 1B Summer 2024 class. So this is the first page of the syllabus. Here is some basic information about the class. My name is Professor Jessica Tancredi. My email address, my voicemail, my website. This is the link to my Zoom room. You can meet me via Zoom by scheduling an appointment with me. This is our course name and section number. There is no day and time because this class is fully online, and this is a link here to Canvas. The first day of the class is Monday, June 3rd, and the last day of class is Friday, July 26th. At the beginning here, we have a course description where I've included this quote from John F. Kennedy, in which he said, "Too often we enjoy the comfort of opinion without the discomfort of thought." And I think that's very true, especially in our day and age, where a lot of times we might just kind of accept an opinion we've heard someone else say without really thinking about it ourselves. So, this class is English 1B, which is Advanced Composition and Critical Thinking. This course will focus on argumentative essays, which will use effective reasoning and rhetorical appeals, avoid logical fallacies, and establish credibility for both you as the writer and your sources. We will read essays, articles, and speeches on a variety of topics and issues. Through class discussions and other assignments, you will practice identifying the arguments and counterarguments within essays, speeches, and articles, and explore the rhetorical strategies and lines of reasoning used. These texts will serve as examples of strong arguments and ideas from which you will draw on to compose your own arguments for your essays. The next paragraph here is the Chaffey College general course description. So you can read through that. The next page outlines the course learning outcomes and course objectives. So this is what you should be able to do upon completion of English 1B. Next, we have the required course materials. So you don't need to buy any books for this class. We will be using a free open educational resource, which is accessible online, that will act as our textbook. There is also a way that you can download the content here of the English composition to open educational resource so that you can access it offline as well. And then I will be providing links through Canvas where you can access the essays, articles, and videos. Okay. Resources and supplies. You do need an internet connection and a device to access online readings and participate in the course through Canvas. You should have a notebook for your personal notes, including pens and highlighters for annotating and taking notes. You can also use a laptop, a computer, or smartphones or tablets for note-taking and annotating. But studies have shown that when you physically write something down, you are more likely to remember it. So take that for what you will. All right, you also need to make sure that your Chaffey email account is active and that you check it regularly. That is how I will communicate with you. It's also how the school communicates with you. You need to have access to some sort of word processing software. Google Docs is a great free option. Other options are Microsoft Word or Pages on a Mac. And in Google, if you are writing a document and you want to upload that document to our class for an assignment, you'll have to go to File and then download. And here it will give you an option. You can download it as a Word document or as a PDF document. Please only submit .doc or .docx and PDFs to assignments in Canvas. I do also recommend that you have a cloud account. So if you have a Google account, you already have a cloud account through Google Drive. Dropbox is another option. If you want to be old school, you can have a USB for saving your work. Okay, so next is the course policies. Um, Attendance. So attendance in an online course looks a lot different than in an in-person course. But the fact remains that in any class, attendance is essential to your success. So I speak from experience here because when I was a student, I was a Chafee student at one time, actually. So when I was a student, though, the only classes that I got A's in were the ones that I was pretty much never absent for. Um, and let's just say that I failed my fair amount of classes. So I had that experience of I never showed up for class or I showed up, very inconsistently. And those classes, I was highly lucky if I ever got a C in those. I got I got a handful of D's and F's. And after that, I realized I actually really got to go. Every week, every day that there is class, I have to be there. So, just like in an in-person class, you need to attend our online class. You need to log in multiple times a week. I recommend at least 3 times a week that you're logging into Canvas. Mondays to submit assignments and see what assignments or readings are due the coming week. Thursday or Friday to post your reply in an online discussion, submit assignments that are due Friday. And then again on Sunday to see what's due the coming week and submit assignments that are due on Monday. That's just one example. Depending on your schedule and how you make it work, it's likely to be different for you, but that's kind of my thinking, right? That you're checking in regularly, making sure that you're participating, submitting assignments, seeing what's coming up that you need to do. There will be regular online discussions, which will require your participation. So your contributions to the discussions are really part of that whole kind of classroom environment in an online class. We don't have an online class, or we don't have a classroom to be meeting in. So those discussions really serve as the community aspect of this class. So it's really important that you're participating, sharing your ideas and opinions, interacting with your classmates. And that is going to help you to feel more connected to others in this class. And it's really important for your success as a student in this class and to the dynamic of the class as a whole. I like this quote here, 80% of success is just showing up, right? Of course, you've got to do the work too, but once you get there, once you logged in, you're more motivated than to do the work. Okay, important. If you stop attending class, if you stop logging into Canvas, you're not completing assignments, you're not participating in discussions, etc. If you stop doing those things and you do not drop the class, you will fail the class. You will receive an F. So it is your responsibility to drop the class. I cannot drop you from the class after the first week. So also, if you're struggling, if you aren't completing assignments, if you're falling behind, please reach out to me. Please send me an email, send me a message through Canvas. I want to work with you. I want to help you. I want you to pass this class. I want you to be successful. So please, if you are struggling, reach out to me. Don't be afraid to say, hey, I'm really struggling. This is what I'm kind of going through. You don't have to, give me all the details, but you can kind of give me a sense of what's happening. And, I need a little extra time for this assignment, or can I submit this assignment late? I am very willing to work with you to make this class so that you can pass this class. So please don't drop unless you first speak with me, because I want all students to pass this class and be successful. So that said, down here on the tentative course schedule, I have included the, last day to drop class without a W, so it won't show up on your transcript, as well as the last day to drop with a W. It will show up on your transcript as a W, as a withdraw. Okay, late work. All assignments are due by midnight on the day that they're listed. Homework assignments, I generally leave open for a week or two past the due date. Essay-related assignments, though, will remain open for 48 hours past the due date. And then after that grace period, assignments will close and no late work will be accepted. unless you have made some other arrangement with me, unless you've reached out to me beforehand and said, I'm struggling, I need a little extra time. I will honor that. But that communication is really the important part. You need to communicate with me, not just, the essay was due a week ago, and then you ask if you can turn it in late, right? I'm less willing to be accommodating in situations like that. Okay, so it is really important for a fast track or a summer class, which is only 8 weeks long. It's really important that you are completing and submitting your work on time because it is very easy to get behind. And as you've seen, right, the weeks, they've got a lot of stuff in there for you to do each week. And if you don't do the week 1 assignments or you don't do the week 2 assignments, then the following week, right, you're going to have all those assignments plus the current week's assignments, and it's going to be very overwhelming very fast, and you're going to feel like you won't be able to do it. And then that kind of self-defeat, right, will just not be a good thing. So don't do that. Okay, it is your responsibility to know when assignments are due and to manage your time well so that you're able to complete assignments on time, right? This is part of being an adult, that you are responsible for yourself. You are responsible for making sure you know what is going on, for reaching out when you have a question, when you don't understand something, right? It's all really on you. I will often send students messages if I see you've not completed a few assignments and reach out and try to, you know, cross that bridge to extend a helping hand to you. But I can only do so much, especially from a screen online when I'm not seeing you in person. So, yeah. That said, as well, you will also be working on essays through assignments like topic proposals, outlines, rough drafts, tutoring. So you're building slowly up to that final draft. It's not like I'm just saying, all right, essays due in 2 weeks, good luck. You're going to have assignments that will help you to build the essay. So again, please discuss with me prior to the due date of an assignment if you need more time or if you're struggling. Regarding cheating, plagiarism, and academic dishonesty, all work that you submit in this class must be your own. Um, Everything will go through Turnitin. Turnitin will be checking to see if you've copied from any internet sources, any publications, any books, anything out there. And it also checks for AI. So your final draft should not exceed 20% similarity with other texts. If it is over 20%, you're using way too much of someone else's words in your essay. We'll continue to work through that, but you should be also giving credit to whoever whatever sources you are using in an essay. You need to make sure you're quoting properly, you're using in-text parenthetical citations. If you are plagiarizing work or if you're using AI, you will get 0 points and you can likely fail the class. Okay, again, a note on AI. Yeah, not allowed in this class. It may be allowed in some classes, but not in this class. If you're using AI to write papers and complete your assignments, that is robbing you of the opportunity to learn by doing, to experiment with your creativity, to be creative, and to express and contribute your ideas in an authentic way. The only way to learn how to write and to get better at writing is to actually write the words by yourself. It's just how it is. You can't let someone else or something else do the learning for you. Um, so college is a place for learning. You're here to learn, to grow, to expand your mind, to get better at thinking, at writing, at doing things. And this class specifically is a place for you to learn how to improve your writing. And good writing is good thinking. So those two things are really tightly linked. And AI can't think for you. It may be able to produce some writing for you, but it can't think for you. So it's not allowed. Turnitin will flag if it is AI written content, and I've had several students in these past few semesters that have unfortunately gotten 0 points on an essay because they've used AI to write it. So don't do that. Okay, classroom etiquette. We are all equally valuable human beings with unique feelings and stories and experiences. And as a result, we all have our own opinions and beliefs. While I don't expect anyone to agree on all topics of discussion, you are expected to be respectful and considerate of your classmates in all communication. Also, if someone questions your opinion, we're going to take it back to that critical thinking page that I showed you guys in the welcome video. When someone is questioning your reasoning or your lines of thinking, we don't want to get offended. We want to take it inward and think about, okay, why do I think that way? How can I best explain this to this other person to kind of explain my point of view? So we're going to take all of these things, right? This is a critical thinking class. We're going to take all of this and be able to put it back out there in a clear, understandable way that shows that we have thought through this process. Actually, let me go back. What I am referring to is on the week 1 page. There is a critical thinking page, right? The very bottom here, rules for critical thinking, right? Don't assume bad intent. Ask questions, stay calm, and make the argument. So, in our discussions online with one another through these discussions that you'll access through here, those are the rules, right? We're not assuming that anyone has a bad intention by asking questions or by maybe challenging us a little bit. We want to ask lots of questions to really try to understand where someone is coming from. We want to stay calm. Someone who is a good critical thinker will not take things personally. They'll be able to stay calm. And, in an online discussion too, we can take our time to respond. We don't have to just respond emotionally, right? We can kind of sit back and think and be able to maybe find a source to support what we're saying, and that will give us more credibility. And all of these things will be working together. Okay, in conjunction with that, we may be listening, watching, reading some material that may be sensitive, controversial, potentially offensive, or triggering. You'll know when it's that type of a topic, right? We will be having a reading and a discussion on abortion, for example. I think that's probably the most controversial topic that we'll be discussing in this class. But whatever it is, you're expected to maintain a mature, academic, respectful tone when answering questions, when interacting with one another. And as your professor, I see these topics solely as opportunities for education, for awareness, for discussion, as really exercises in thinking. I don't believe that it is my role as a teacher to ever push a specific viewpoint on my students. It should really be no teacher's role to push a specific viewpoint on students. As teachers, we are providing information for you, and you have a brain to think and make choices and decisions for yourself, right? So in this class, and really for all of your life, because life is education, right? You're always going to be learning in some form or another. I encourage you to approach issues with an open mind and from a place of curiosity. Assess the information that you are presented with, think critically, ask questions, do research, and come to your own educated conclusions. I would also add to that that if you have a specific position, the best thing that you can do for yourself is to investigate the other side of your position. Not only will it help you to become stronger in your own beliefs because you'll understand how to refute the arguments of the other side, but there's also something called humility, where we can kind of humble ourselves and think, okay, you know what? Maybe there are some good points on that side of the argument, and I'm going to be able to see things through a nuanced lens and see that there are gray areas rather than just black and white, which is what the world really wants, is to see everything in black and white when there's a lot of gray area. Okay, and I love this quote here. Education is the ability to listen to almost anything without losing your temper or your self-confidence. And that just kind of connects back to that stay calm rule of critical thinking. Class accommodations. If you require any accommodations due to a documented disability, please make sure you reach out to me so that we can discuss your needs and how I can help and how I can, make this course as accessible as possible. All right, assignments and requirements. So essays and writing assignments are worth 65% of your grade. You'll have a source evaluation assignment, claim of fact, claim of value, claim of policy essays. Homework and readings are worth 20%, participation 15%. Please know that I may use some of your assignments or writing in future classes as a model or an example. It is a great way for you to contribute to the growth and learning of your peers here at Chaffey College. So just kind of a little disclaimer there. Chaffey College resources. So in Canvas, you can access the Student Support Hub from your dashboard. And then from the Chaffey College website, there is a student support page if you click on current students. All right, please read this acknowledgement of course requirements. And then down here, we have the tentative course schedule, which just basically lays out all of the assignments and readings and approximately when they will be due. Some important dates are over here on the side in purple. So for example, last day to drop without a W is Tuesday, June 11th. Last day to drop with a W, Friday, July 5th. So, but you'll see, claim of value, essay assignments all the essay assignments are in red, discussions are in green, and then other assignments here are in black. And there we are at the very end. So that is subject to change just based on the needs and the pace of this class. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I went over most of the big things, but there was a lot of littler things that I didn't read every single word of. So please make sure you do read the syllabus thoroughly in addition to watching this video, or maybe you pause and read as you're watching the video. But if you have any questions, as always, feel free to reach out to me and I'm happy to help. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.